is: a company's public website is hosted in an Amazon S3 bucket in the US East 1 region behind an Amazon CloudFront distribution. The company wants to ensure that the website is protected from DOS attacks. A SysOps administrator needs to deploy a solution that gives the company the ability to maintain control over the rate limit at which DOS protections are applied. Which solution will meet these requirements? A. Deploy a global scoped AWS WAF Web ACL with an allow default action. Configure an OSWAF rate-based rule to block matching traffic. Associate the Web ACL with CloudFront distribution. B. Deploy an AWS WAF Web ACL with an allow default action in US East 1. Configure an OSWAF rate-based rule to block matching traffic. Associate the Web ACL with the S3 bucket. C. Deploy a global scoped AWS WAF Web ACL with a block default action. Configure an OSWAF rate-based rule to allow matching traffic. Associate the Web ACL with CloudFront distribution. D. Deploy an AWS WAF Web ACL with a block default action in US East 1. Configure an OSWAF rate-based rule to allow matching traffic. Associate the Web ACL with the S3 bucket. Correct answer is B. Next question is: a company hosts an internal application on Amazon EC2 instances. All application data and requests route through an AWS site-to-site VPN connection between the on-premises network and AWS. The company must monitor the application for changes that allow network access outside of the corporate network. Any change that exposes the application externally must be restricted automatically. Which solution meets these requirements in the most operationally efficient manner? A. Create an AWS Lambda function that updates security groups that are associated with the Elastic Network Interface to moving boundaryless with non-corporate CIDR ranges. Turn on VPC flow logs, and send the logs to Amazon CloudWatch logs. Create an Amazon CloudWatch alarm that matches traffic from non-corporate CIDR ranges, and publish a message to an Amazon Simple Notification Service, Amazon SNS, topic with the Lambda function as a target. B. Create a scheduled Amazon Event Bridge, Amazon CloudWatch Events, rule that targets an AWS Systems Manager automation document topic for public IP addresses on the EC2 instances. If public IP addresses are found on the EC2 instances, initiate another Systems Manager automation document to terminate the instances. C. Configure AWS config and a custom rule to monitor whether a security group allows inbound requests from non-corporate CIDR ranges. Create an AWS Systems Manager automation document to remove any non-corporate CIDR ranges from the application security groups. D. Configure AWS config and the managed rule for monitoring public IP associations with the EC2 instances betog. Tag the EC2 instances with an identifier. Create an Systems Manager automation document to remove the public IP association from the EC2 instances. Correct answer is C. Our team is working hard to keep the content up to date. If you find this video helpful, please let us know in the comment. We really appreciate if you like and subscribe to our channel. If you are looking for any particular certification which is currently not available on our channel, please mention that in the comment. Our team will prioritize those. Thank you. Next question is: a SysOps administrator needs to create alerts to array based on the read and write metrics of Amazon Elastic Block Store, Amazon EBS, volumes that are attached to an Amazon EC2 instance. The SysOps administrator creates and enables Amazon CloudWatch alarms for the disk read bytes metric and the disk write bytes metric. A custom monitoring toolhat is installed on the EC2 instance with same alarm configuration indicates that the volume metrics have exceeded the threshold. However, the CloudWatch alarms were not in alarm state. Which action will ensure that the CloudWatch alarms function correctly? A. Install and configure the CloudWatch agent on the EC2 instance to capture the desired metrics. B. Install and configure AWS Systems Manager agent in the EC2 instance to capture the desired metrics. C. Reconfigure the CloudWatch alarms to use the volume read bytes metric and the volume write bytes metric for the EBS volumes. D. Reconfigure the CloudWatch alarms to use the volume read bytes metric and the volume write bytes metric for the EC2 instance. Correct answer is A. Next question is: a company is partnering with an external vendor to provide data processing services. For this integration, the vendor must host the company's data in an Amazon S3 bucket in the vendor's AWS account. The vendor is allowing the company to provide an AWS key management service, AWS KMS, key to encrypt the company's data. A. The vendor has provided an IAM role Amazon resource name, ARN, to the company for this integration. What should a SysOps administrator do to configure this integration? A. Create a new KMS key. Add the vendor's IAM role ARN to the KMS key policy. Provide the new KMS key ARN to the vendor. B. Create a new KMS key. Create a new IAM user. Add the vendor's IAM role ARN to an inline policy that is attached to the IAM user. Provide the new IAM user ARN to the vendor. C. Configure encryption using the KMS managed S3 key. Add the vendor's IAM role ARN to the KMS managed S3 key policy. Provide the KMS managed S3 key ARN to the vendor. D. Configure encryption using the KMS managed S3 key. Create an S3 bucket. Add the vendor's IAM role ARN to the S3 bucket policy. Provide the S3 bucket ARN to the vendor. Correct answer is C.